Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caroline and today we are going to talk about 3 health trends that are really not that healthy. Before we get started, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on notification, like this video, and go follow me on my Instagram that's also called The Art of Being Ill. So I'm going to tell you about 3 health trends that there are really no scientific evidence for is supposed to be more healthy for you in any kind of way. And when I speak about a health trend, I have decided to divide it into step 1, which is what is the health trend and why, and step 2, the scientific reason for why this is not really specifically healthy for you, and step 3, my own personal opinion. So the first health trend that I want to talk about is detoxing. It has become very popular to detox or cleanse, where you go on some kind of a, where you only drink juice or something like that. I don't know. I think you can buy stuff as well you can drink as a cleanse. And the belief is you can get all the toxins out of your body. Some people believe these toxins build up in the liver or kidney or some other organ in the body. And so they think by doing some kind of a detox or cleanse, they can get healthier. Scientifically speaking, there is no evidence that these so-called detox cure thing cleanses have any sort of benefit. It's not true that toxins build up in the liver or the kidneys or any other organ in the body. That's simply just a myth. It's not something that actually happens. And the body is actually very capable of detoxing on its own. So there is absolutely, scientifically speaking, no reason whatsoever to do a detox. There is no science that says this is better for your for high blood pressure or high cholesterol or any kind of heart disease. Actually, it can be potentially dangerous for some people. For example, if you have diabetes, do not do one of those so-called cleanses. In my own opinion, I've never really quite understood the whole detox trend. I've never done one myself. I don't really see why I should. The thought of just drinking some sort of juice for I don't know how many days to cleanse my body, it just seems like unnecessary torture to myself. And to be honest with you, if you do live with chronic illness, I would definitely not recommend doing any kind of cleanses or detoxing or whatever, because you have a body that really needs all the nutrition it can get, and you're taking certain medicines, and these kind of detoxes, they can actually have an effect on the way your medicine is working in your body, whether you have an effect or not. And so it's really a bad idea to do a detox if you're chronically ill, in my own opinion. So yeah, detoxing, cleansing, and whatever is a waste of time, it's a waste of money. Your body does it by itself. There's really no reason to waste any time or money on this. The second health trend I want to talk about today is the gluten-free diet. So gluten has become one of the biggest enemies in the 21st century. People, they really believe gluten is bad for you, even if you're not allergic or intolerant to gluten. So, and I don't really know why exactly. I don't really understand the argument, but the argument is something that it's bad for you, it's bad for your bowel, and everybody should avoid gluten, then you will just automatically be healthier. Scientifically speaking though, there is absolutely no evidence that gluten is bad for the human being, unless of course you are allergic or intolerant. So there's really no reason when it comes to health to avoid gluten. There's gluten in a lot of healthy foods, such as whole grain bread, for example. And actually, a lot of the products that you can buy gluten-free in the stores, like gluten-free bread, are lacking a lot of the nutrients that are in regular bread. So unless you really really think about replacing the nutritions you would get in, for example, whole grain bread with something else with the same nutritions in it, you might actually end up lacking nutritions. And I know that some of you might be thinking that you have some kind of a bowel disease, or maybe you have IBS. I personally have Crohn's, and you might think, oh, but when we have something with the bowel, we should avoid gluten. That's something you heard somewhere. But there's absolutely no scientific evidence that this is the case. If you have IBD or IBS, there is no reason to avoid gluten unless, of course, you are intolerant or even allergic to it. Then, of course, you should. But just because you have a troubled bowel, let's call it that doesn't mean you should avoid gluten. Gluten do not harm your bowel in any way. It do not cause flare if you have Crohn's or something. And if you're thinking, well, Caroline, I have IBD or IBS and I stopped eating gluten and now I feel better. There can be two reasons for it. One, you might have been intolerant already, right? You might already have had intolerance. It has nothing to do with your bowel disease. And the second reason can also be placebo effect. The fact that you think you're doing something for your bowel that you believe works can actually be what makes it work without it technically making any difference. So that's called the placebo effect. So no, scientifically speaking, you probably were intolerant if you feel like it's better for you not to eat gluten. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you don't want to eat gluten, if you feel better not eating gluten, I'm not saying eat gluten. I'm just saying there's no reason to restrict yourself like that, scientifically speaking. In my own personal opinion, I think it's sad that we are so afraid of gluten. A lot of people are very afraid of gluten, not just when it comes to bowel health and stuff, but also people claim that you gain weight from eating gluten and blah, blah, blah. And it's just, I think it's really sad, and I don't see a reason to restrict myself as much as you might have to eat a gluten-free diet when there's absolutely no science backing it up. And when I don't feel intolerant to it, or if I'm not allergic to it, why should I restrict myself? I think it's so much more important to just eat whole foods and just eat very variated and make sure you get all your nutritions, and there's no reason gluten cannot be in my diet. So if you're out there thinking, oh my God, I shouldn't eat gluten because I have something, blah, 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 I will just say, unless you feel sick every time you eat it, you just eat it. There's no reason to restrict yourself like that. The last health trend I want to talk about today is excessive water drinking. I work at a school and I see how the kids always have a water bottle on them. It's so weird. They cannot go for a break, a 15-minute break without their water bottle. Everybody always have a water bottle and they drink a lot of water. And there is a lot of people who do believe that it's so important to stay hydrated, which is, of course it is. But they tend to think you need more than you actually need to stay hydrated. And they drink excessive amount of waters because it's so healthy, and they have this stupid water bottle with them everywhere, and they keep drinking a little bit as they go along the day instead of drinking it, just taking a glass of water now and then, or of course drinking it with your food or something like that. They have this stupid water bottle with them everywhere. And I say stupid because it's really like, I honestly don't know why it bothers me so much. I just think it's like, you're not gonna die from thirst, okay, because you don't have your water bottle with you. But people think it's really healthy because one of the worst things that can happen in your life is being dehydrated, which is not wrong, but you don't need to drink that much. Scientifically speaking, an average person should drink around 1.5 to 2 liters every day of water. And this includes tea and coffee. Sugary drinks, not so much. That's not so healthy for you. But technically, it is liquid. So technically, yeah, you can drink soda and stuff like that too and stay hydrated. It's bad for all other kind of things, but technically. And of course, if it's really hot outside, we're having a heat wave, or you exercise excessively 2 hours a day or something like that, you of course need more water. But scientifically speaking, there is no reason to drink water all the time throughout the day, a little by little. You don't need the water bottle. You're not going to die from thirst just because you don't have your water bottle and you don't have to drink water all the time. Actually, it can be quite dangerous to drink too much water. You can actually get water poisoning. Yes, you can get water poisoning. A lot of people don't think about that, but you can. And water poisoning is basically when you drink excessive amount of water. Of course, you are going to pee all the time. And then you pee all the time. And there's a lot of nutrients that will be flushed out with your pee, and that's natural. That is what is supposed to happen. But the problem is, if you drink an excessive amount of water and you drink water all through the day, then you have to pee more, and then the nutrients don't really get to do what they're supposed to do before they're flushed out, if that made sense. And that means you're going to lack a lot of nutrition, such as vitamin C and vitamin K and vitamin A and so on and so on. And that can actually give you poisoning. So you can start feeling incredibly sick because your body literally doesn't have what it needs. So you can poison yourself if you drink too much water. I try to aim for 1.5 to 2 liters of water every day. And if you are chronically ill, of course you need to make sure you get your liquids just like everybody else. But be careful you don't get excessive with it. We don't need to poison ourselves. We are getting enough of that in our bodies, our medicines and all that kind of stuff. So unless the doctor gives you a reason to drink more water than the average person, of course, then you shouldn't do that. But what I really try to practice, and that I will recommend for anybody, not just people with chronic illness, but just in general, learn your body's signals. The modern person is not listening to their body, and we have to listen. It will tell you when it's hungry. It will tell you when it's thirsty. So it's literally, I try to feel, am I thirsty? And if I'm thirsty, then I drink something. And I do not have a water bottle on me, and I'm not dehydrated, so you can survive without the water. I don't know why I'm so against the water bottle. I don't know what that bottle did to me that made me so pissed at it. I have no idea. So everyone, that was today's video, debunking some health trends that there is absolutely no scientific reason to do whatsoever. The only one you might do is the gluten-free one if you are intolerant or allergic. The 2 others are just not necessary whatsoever. But I really hope that you liked the video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications, like the video, and you can also go follow me on Instagram. That's also called The Art of Being Ill. So I'll just see you next time right here on my channel, The Art of Being Ill.